Super Dave here with another review. Super Dave here with another Thundercats review. That's right, a special Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. We're looking at Tygra, and this is a special edition, as we said, of Tygra, Invisible Tygra. All right, I'm gonna open up this box, speed up the camera. Oh wow, just look at there. Get out of this plastic. And there it is in that beautiful blue packaging. It's hard maybe to tell in this lighting. Here's a picture of it over here. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. It is kind of a dark, shiny, metallic blue on the outside with a metallic silver around the bottom. There it says Tygra Invisible. And of course the logos. So let's take a look, this slip cover, and he disappears, doesn't he? He's not there. It doesn't look like, yeah, you can see him in there a little bit, but so cool. And then on the back you see it's like there's a metallic version of, similar to what we saw on his regular version, except you're seeing him kind of disappear. He's translucent back there. And there is the bio. If you'd like to pause and read that now, you can. All right, let's go ahead and break open this Invisible Tygra and check him out over here in front of the Thunder Tank with the rest of the Thundercats. And here is our Tygra on Third Earth, Invisible. And first, let's take a look at Tygra's accessories. First of all, our Tygra comes with a set of horizontally hinged weapon holding hands, as well as a set of horizontally hinged claw style hands. And he comes equipped with a set of vertically hinged weapon holding hands, as you can see there as he's holding his bolo weapon. That is the stiff style in that clear plastic going all the way up there. And you can see how that the wrist is vertically hinged. And he comes with two head sculpts, an angry head sculpt there, as you can see, as well as a calm stoic face there, as you can see in that one. And there is some white outlinings of his stripes and eyes and pupils, as you can tell there. And then he also comes with his bolo weapon that is clear as well, but has a loose type clear plastic rope, almost like a fishing line, but a lot thicker and a little foggy. And there is the handle as well. And so then he has, of course, the retracted bolo weapon that he can hold in his hand, which is also a frosted clear plastic. And he's just looking dynamite. Just taking a closer look here, you see that logo on his chest. There, you can see it better now. The Thundercats logo on his chest, painted on there. Just the details, those stripes that are painted on white subtly throughout the body. So he still has the white stripes and the emblems, or the markings rather. Bare feet. Little jewel type thing on the boot strap at the shin there. Looking really cool. There's another look at the face. Alright, now let's take a look at the Invisible Tygra's articulation. And there is our Tygra with his bolo weapon with the loose type rope wrapped around him, the clear rope wrapped around his body, kind of like simulating what would happen when he would do that and make himself disappear. Kind of like this. He'd wrap the bolo around himself, and then all of a sudden he would disappear. So cool. Now that we've seen him disappear, let's go ahead and move him on in here a little closer for us to look at him here. Back the lights off just a little bit so that we can see the details a little bit better in his body. He is clear throughout. You, of course, are going to have to see the lines of the connections on the inside of the body and the joints a little bit, but I think they did well hiding those for the most part. Looking at his head, he's not really going to be able to look up too much, but he'll be able to look up a little bit there. He's going to be able to look down a little bit. He's not going to get too much in this way of pivoting, very little. Look side to side. Popping that head off, that's the stoic face, and putting the angry head on, you're going to be able to get pretty much the same amount of looking up, pretty much the same amount of looking down, maybe a tad more because it shifts. Not really going to get any pivoting, and of course we'll look side to side, so about the same there. And we'll go ahead and put the regular face back on there, and the plastic is considerably soft. It's not gummy, but it's definitely softer than like the colored plastic figures that we've received, and there's a distinctive smell to this plastic. It's not necessarily bad, it's just strong. But going on to his arms, he's going to be able to get full 360. He does still have the cuff, but it doesn't seem to get in the way. Again, the plastic's a little softer. It doesn't seem to get in the way, and it doesn't feel like you're going to have a problem with him breaking like we saw with the classics, Roboto, and some of those, figures like the green sorceress from the classics. They had some of those translucent plastics that seem to break very easily. You have true bicep swivel, single jointed elbows that gets very little range. Again, this one has the vertical hinge over here, the weapon holding hand, and you can see the bolo weapon that's clear here. He does have the elbow swivel there as well up in there, so that's also present. Moving on to this side, and on this side, by the way, same articulation, but they did put that little elbow cuff on this version of Tygra that they were missing on the colored version, so that's an interesting thing to note over here. You can see that little round piece there, I believe. Yep, the little elbow pad, if you will. But also I have the claw, which is horizontally hinged on this side. And moving on to the diaphragm, he is going to crunch forward a little bit. He's going to be able to bend back a pretty good amount. Has swivel at the waist. He's going to be able to get full splits, and then also thigh rotation up in there a little bit there. You have to cut, there it goes. It had to break free there. Had the thigh rotation. Single jointed knees, which are very limited as far as what can be accomplished there. It does have the knee rotation, but also boot cut, just like we saw with the color version. So he does have boot cut. He's going to be able to get full tiptoes with that ankle, go all the way up. Excellent rockers, and a peg hole in the bottom. So you get very common articulation with this Tygra, as we have seen with other characters in this line, and this clear version is no different. Now let's take a look at this Tygra with some comparisons. And here are both Tygra, the color version and the clear version, side by side, and you can see that they are fairly identical. Again, this colored version did not have his elbow guard, elbow pad, but this version does, and it's hard to see it in the clear form, but it does have it. So that was an addition that, you know, many collectors, hardcore advocates of Thundercats noticed compared to the cartoon about that elbow pad that was missing on our original one. And then some of the articulation just wasn't the best on that one, like where that cuff raises up on that left arm, where that seems to be fixed with this clear version as well. So some minor improvements, it seems, but the limitations with the head and knees and elbows are still present. But overall, you can see that this is definitely a good representation of Tygra gone transparent and invisible. And here is invisible Tygra with Bengali, as well as Lion-O getting ready to attack some mutants, with a Thunder Tank arriving with Panthro and gang behind them, as well as Katrina from Motu Classics. She's coming into play here as well. But he is looking phenomenal alongside the gang as he's got his bolo weapon whipping up above him, getting ready to attack here. He's in prime form, ready. That's so cool. And here they are on ground level, side by side, as you can tell here. And he's got his, again, bolo weapon wrapped around him to make him invisible, and he's looking cool alongside these. And here is our invisible Tygra perched up on top of our Thunder Tank. So cool. They've arrived and they're all ready to fight, and he's up there getting ready to propel himself upwards to fight a mutant or Mum-Ra, and there they are. So cool. And here's our invisible Tygra alongside of He-Man, our Masters of the Universe Classics Club Grayskull by Super 7 Filmation style He-Man. You can see how that fits in there. And then here is our Tygra alongside some Masterverse figures, Fisto and He-Man, Revelation He-Man, with some color deco going on, custom colors there. But he is fitting in good with any of these lines, so you can see how they look. Alright, thank you so much for joining us today for this Super Dave review. Please like, comment, subscribe if you've not done so, and come back and see us again. Here's some photos in the photo gallery.